Welcome to another edition of the 3-Star Podcast. How are you doing? I'm Dave Stein. Glad to have you with us. The voice of the Cowboys and Cowgirls. And joining me today is men's head varsity basketball coach, Jason Berning. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
My pleasure.
Okay, now, so with the, you got a kind of a different look to the team. Let's talk first off about who you have coming back from last year.
Yeah, we returned 5 seniors, and we added a senior as well. So we have 6 total. But those 5 seniors that returned are Carson Nessheim, Caden Hankins, Landon Kakacek, Wyatt DeCoster, and Joshua Moore, and then we gained Reed Ryland. So we have 6 seniors on our squad this year.
Awesome, and some new faces as well.
Yes, I mean, Bryce Lindeman, junior, returned. He played a little bit towards the end of last season. And Tristan Kakacek did play a little bit last year as well. And then we're playing, we have 3 freshmen who are playing some minutes, J.D. Moracle, Chaz Lane, and Huxley Lingenfelter.
I was talking about that because you've already got one game under your belt, but I was talking about the fact that we deal with siblings, throughout the school districts, and the fact that this may be the first time in my time here that I can't say I won't, but I hope to not mess up the sibling thing with Chaz and Lexi. So I'm thinking that most of the time it's sisters, so it gets me all confused.
It's been rolling off the tongue for how many years of Lexi, and now you got to switch gears a little bit.
And boy, he had a great game against St. Ed's.
He did, and he, once I think he got his feet on the ground and get that first varsity game, he really took over in the third quarter for us and really sparked our comeback in the third quarter. So that was awesome to see just his confidence grow. And everybody's confidence grew, I think, just when he started going into attack mode, and that was awesome to see out of him.
Now, anything different that we may see, and I know you don't want to give away any secrets, but anything different we might see this year with the makeup of the team or maybe the offensive sets?
No, I think what you're going to see is a lot what we tried to accomplish towards the end of last year. I think we have the capability of driving the basketball. I think we have the capability of an inside presence with Caden and Bryce, and then I think we have the capability of shooting on the outside. So I think what you're going to see out of us as this team grows together is we're really going to try to attack the paint and see if we can get in there and score, and try to kick to our shooters. And I think that's a recipe for success. We've got to get into the lane a little bit. We talked about that on Friday night. And really the first, I think we were just a little hesitant to drive the basketball a little bit, but then once again, when we got going, we really started driving, and I thought that's spearheaded our offense. So I think that's, first and foremost, I think that's probably what you're going to see a lot out of us.
Now, once again, you've already got one game against St. Ed's, and it was a tight one. How do you see the North Central Conference kind of falling into place? How's it going to line up?
It's going to be tough. I mean, I think everybody is going to be, improved, and I think the top of the conference from a year ago is still going to be the same as far as those teams from last year. They bring back a lot of kids. They have a I won't say a numbers advantage, but they're established programs, and they've got really talented kids. And then everybody else, I think the rest of the way, I think everybody has improved in their own right, and we found that out about St. Edmund right off the bat, and we knew they would be. I think we're going to be improved as well, and I think everybody's going to be kind of jumbled together, and just another year of the North Central Conference where I think it's going to be as competitive as ever, and we hope to be in that mix. I think we will be, but we got to come play every night. It's going to be tough, but I think we're up to the challenge.
So, looking at your schedule, I want you to, and I know I didn't prepare you for this, but one game. What do you think is going to be the premier matchup for the Cowboys?
I got asked this question for our preview from the Eagle Grove Eagle, who did our preview, and the answer I'm going to give you is the same, and then that is all of them. I mean, there is truthfully no down night or no game I think that is more important than others. We want to compete with every single team on our schedule, and I really feel like we can do that, and we need to earn a little bit of respect back again. I think it was a tough season last year and a tough conference, but it was a tough season, and we've said all along we've got to get back to work, and we did that. The kids really put a ton of work into the off season. They played all summer long. They played in the fall, and so really for aiming to get back to being competitive every night against every opponent. So, I mean, we look forward to certain games probably more than others. I would prefer not to talk individual games, but obviously we know that every night's going to be a challenge, and we want to be up to that challenge. We enjoy beating every single beating every single team on our schedule. So, but we look forward to the challenge of every single night.
Okay, so goals that the team has set?
I think we want to be in the upper half of our conference. We've talked to every single one of our kids, and that is really to the player and our coaches as well. We've set a goal of upper half of the conference, and we want to get back to the 500 range. I mean, we'd love to be obviously you'd love to win every single one of them, and you'd love to have as good a record as you can. But I think to get back to the 500 or better record is what we're really shooting for. And these kids are capable. They're hungry. I think you saw on Friday how hard they play, and I don't think that's going to be a question every single game. That's not going to be a question. They're going to play hard, and they're going to scrap, and they're going to battle. And if we can do that every single night, I think will give us a really good shot of reaching those goals.
Just a quick a take that I had from Friday night was, you guys were down, and I was like, what's going to happen here in the second half? And I saw a team come out and boom, they were prepared. They were more aggressive. Like you said, I think they kind of were starting to mentally get into their groove. Yeah. And then they ended up taking the lead. Yes. I mean, I was like, wow, amazing, and it was a good team effort all around.
Yes, and we've put a heavy emphasis on defense this year. We want to be a better defensive team, and that is another high goal of ours. And in the first quarter, we knew at the beginning of the game that emotions were going to be high from both sides. Opening night for them too, and St. Ed is not an easy place to play. It's tight and it was loud, and very physical and fast game. And it took us, I would say, a good quarter to get our feet under us, like I said. And once we did that and we settled in, I thought we really controlled a good chunk of the game. But we just had to dig ourselves out of a hole a little bit there. So I was proud of how we came out in the second half, and I thought really controlled the game. And now the next step for us is to finish that game, and that's just a few things here or there to close out that game, and I think we'll learn from that ending.
Well, thank you very much, Coach. I know you've got to get speaking of practice and everything, you got to get going to practice.
It's that time, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's that time.
So thank you very much. That is head coach Jason Berning. He is the head men's, I always say men's basketball
I like
coach.
Men's.
Yeah, I like that too. For the Cowboys, and this is going to wrap up this edition of the 3 Star Podcast. Be listening for another one coming up soon. I'm Dave Stein. Have a great night.